So when we talk about how to trust your gut, you got to go back to like, have I ever trusted my gut? Is my interpretation of reality actually accurate? Do I even know what I think? Do I even know what I feel? Do I even have an opinion? So when I talk about trusting your gut, really pay attention to, what is my body telling me right now? Have you ever been in the company of somebody that just kind of creeps you out and then you end up hanging out with them anyway? And I'm not talking about anything romantic, just like you end up spending time with them or trying to be their friend. It's like, man, why didn't I listen to myself? Because you weren't listening to what your body was telling you. We make decisions in 3 areas, in my opinion: our thoughts, our heart, and our gut. If I solely make decisions based on logic, I am going to do my heart a disservice. If I just saw 10 clients a day, every day of the week, yeah, I'd make a hell of a lot more money than I'm making. That would logically put a lot more dollars in my pocket. But I wouldn't have the interactions with my family. I wouldn't be able to nurture myself in other ways. So it really doesn't make sense to make just a logical decision. Now, if I just make decisions based on impulse and emotion, and I've done that, my heart just wants the feel-good stuff, right? And a lot of times the feel-good stuff just is not healthy. Whether it be stuff or people or whatever. But my gut is a combination, in my opinion, of the communication between my head and my heart. And my gut, if I'm in touch with it, typically doesn't lie, and I can trust that. If you can't trust your gut, or let's say you trust your gut and it turns out negative all the time, your gut's probably not a healthy gut. And you probably need to go and work with somebody, get your head and your heart more grounded, and get some of that stuff cleared out. Once those two are in alignment, your gut won't lie to you. And I believe that 100%. There's a well-known physician by the name of Gabor Mate, and he's written a lot of books. The one I'm reading right now is The Myth of Normal. And he talks about this dichotomy between attachment and authenticity. What he says is, when we're younger, when we're born, basically, we need attachment with another human for a longer period of time than any other species on the planet for our survival. So attachment to another human being, preferably a parent, is vital to our survival. We don't live without it. Also, another need, outside of food, clothing, shelter, and water, is authenticity. The ability to be oneself and know that that is going to be accepted by the people in our lives. So what happens as we go through this process of life is we're with parents that are human, that struggle with their own stuff, like every other human struggles with their own stuff. So I worry more about my relationship to the people that I'm attached with than I am about my true, authentic self. So I love my mother. She's one of the most wonderful people on the planet. She passed a couple years ago. She was my best friend, but really she wanted me to be happy. She wanted me to be happy all the time. That's what she said, just be happy. Which is a wonderful thing. It was coming from a place of love. But it was also coming from a place of she couldn't handle if I wasn't happy. She was incapable of feeling those other feelings that she would have if I was struggling. I do the same thing with my kids. I struggle when my kids struggle. So she wanted me to be happy for me and for her. But a lot of times as kids, you're not happy. A lot of times you're angry, you're upset. But she didn't want to feel that energy. So she, in her own way, told me, don't feel that. Feel this. She was denying me my authenticity because people feel certain ways that are uncomfortable, and that's normal. That's okay. So what I did unconsciously is I suppressed those negative feelings because my attachment with my mother was much more important than being my true authentic self. So when we're talking about trusting our gut, if I don't know what I feel because I haven't had practice feeling it, how in the hell am I going to trust my gut? Authenticity is about being able to trust yourself and knowing that the way in which I'm perceiving this reality is accurate and correct. And if I've never been given the opportunity to trust my gut, then I got to learn that. I've got to learn how to do that.